Okay, I guess we're live on YouTube. Well, I'm taking a video on YouTube. I can't do live yet, but that's because I need subscribers on my channel. I don't know where the link is for this, but you can go to YouTube, look me up on it's John Mason 1824 1824, and you can hit subscribe. So you can subscribe to my channel, and then you can get all these videos quickly. And when I get to 50 subscribers, I can do a live on here. And then there's other things. Then there's a whole other tier when you get to 1,000 subscribers. But let me just get to 50 first and go from there. Anyway, I want to talk about the eclipse that's coming up. And there's a lot of stuff out there about the eclipse. And there was the governor had a press conference yesterday or a couple days ago about it, and everybody's making a big deal about like, oh, the state's emergency management agency is being activated and blah 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 and all this preparation, and I'm like, what is going on? Everybody, other people are like asking the same thing. It's all about conspiracy theories and what everybody's, oh no, what are they preparing for anyway? So I watched the press conference, and then I've also been doing some other things on looking up National Weather Service. I was getting involved in this because there's basically two things going on with the eclipse that are going to like that are preparing people are preparing for. Other apart from the getting your eclipse glasses, which I have them, but they're out of range. I don't know because I could get up and go get one. But anyway, I got the official eclipse glasses to watch it. Two things: the weather and the congestion in general, traffic congestion and like people congestion in all these areas. And we'll talk about in the path of totality. And I'm just focusing on Ohio and really the west central Ohio where I'm going to watch it. I don't know what's going up in Cleveland or Mansfield or down near Cincinnati or Dayton or anything like that. Um, I'm just going to go to Urbana and probably sit at my mom and dad's house and watch it. And they're going to be in the path of totality about the 3 minutes. Um, but anyway, so they were talking about this on the press conference. I'll summarize and I'll just give my take on it. 500 plus events in Ohio for the eclipse, that's a lot. And I know around Urbana where I'm going, there's quite a few too. Um, there are other there's I think what was the count? 23 state parks and five wildlife areas in the path of totality. So the state parks and the state level stuff. That's what they're looking at. Um, like I said, yeah, traffic congestion, and most of this, they said most of the traffic is good. The problems are going to be after the eclipse because people are starting to go now to get ready for the eclipse. Hotels and campgrounds, things like that for the weekend. And but they said that when the eclipse is over, everybody's going to want to just leave all at one time, and that's probably not going to work. You're going to be in traffic. You're going to be in traffic jam. Um, but anyway, so the Ohio EMA, Emergency Management Agency, like I said, they were worried about weather and congestion, traffic, and large crowds. These are the notes I took off. But they're telling you to do things like top off your gas tank frequently. Frequently top off your gas tank, which I don't know. I'm just planning on going over there sometime. I'm going tomorrow. I don't. I mean, I think my gas tank is like three-quarters full, maybe or more. That's enough. I'm driving in an hour. It's like 40 miles is where I'm. That's as far as I'm driving for the eclipse. I'm not going to worry about running out of gas. And they talk about you should take paper maps with you as a backup. I guess they're thinking that everybody's going to be on their cell phones and it's going to crash the cell phone towers and you're not going to be able to get on Google Maps or something. I don't know, but I thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, I usually have some kind of back. I mean, I grew up looking at paper maps. I mean, I can throw one of my maps in the car, but I know where I'm going. I know exactly. I know a couple. I know the way I'm going, and I know a couple alternate routes. If if I had, traffic in, Madison County, which I don't think I'm going to have that. Once I get back to Columbus, coming back Monday night, it's basically going to be like, Columbus traffic, But I know how traffic is living in Columbus all these years. Everything could be fine, and then everything is just jammed up. Or it could be like traffic could be busy, but as soon as you have one accident on like the freeway or somewhere, it just stuff's going to be backed up for miles. So I get that. They're worried about that. They tell you, put an emergency kit in your car with drinks and snacks and stuff like that. Well, like jeepers. I mean, I usually have my bottled water and some snacks in my little backpack, my day pack anyway. So I have all that stuff. Ohio State Patrol. So they were talking about traffic safety, and then they emphasized people having patience with the slower traffic, which makes sense. I mean, what I'm worried about is, and not me directly, but just in general, you're going to have some people that are, you got the road rage people out there. They're going to be impatient because there's going to be um, people. It's going to be slow trying to get out of places. Um, and there was something I was thinking about from a weather standpoint. The main weather thing, and I'm jumping ahead talking about that. Um, I think it's going to be cloudy for the eclipse. At least it's going to be high clouds, which I'm going to talk about that in a minute. but I'm but my but what I'm thinking, worst case scenario, people are going to be driving all these different places to see it. Some people aren't going to see it, and maybe they're going to be mad, and then they're going to be driving home road raging on people because they're pissed off that I spent all this time and money and I didn't get to see an eclipse. I could just I people, how people are. So we'll see. hopefully I don't have that, but we'll see. Um, so that's the highway patrol was talking about traffic safety. That they're going to be out there, helping to just support the traffic, from a safety standpoint. Um, ODOT, ODOT, they were talking about how they're going to use their camera system to help monitor traffic patterns, and I don't know what you're going to do about that. Maybe they're going to sit in a room just watch the traffic jams. I don't know, but and then they all mentioned paper maps again. All of a sudden, in the modern world, they're all talking about paper maps. I use pen and paper now still too. So I have paper maps. I don't know if I have any detailed maps. I'll look and see what I got. Maybe I'll throw one in the car tomorrow so I'm covered on that. Um, they talked about how in work zones they're going to suspend lane closures, which that's going to be helpful. Have all lanes open through work zones, but they're probably just going to have like speed limits in these work zones. Um, so just watch that if you're driving around and you're going through construction areas. Um, oh, and then they talk about don't stop on the side of the highway to view the eclipse. That was one. That's a big. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but people are going to do it probably anyway. Um, One of the things they were talking about that they were having what they were talking about people the last eclipse that went through Kentucky and Tennessee. They talked about like what were the problems down there, and they said one of the problems was people stopping along the highway, and the other one was traffic congestion right after the eclipse. So just what these are what things that are mostly concerned about from a traffic safety is those two things. So I don't know, get to where you're going early and then hang out for a while after it's over, and you'll probably be good. Um, ODNR was talking about they have events at the parks. There's 23 parks, 5 wildlife areas. And they're having events at those places in the path of totality. And like I said, I know places around Urbana and Champaign County. Freshwater Farms has an event. Cedar Bog has an event. Um, which the Cedar Bog, by the way, I know some people at Cedar Bog. They you had to pre-sign up for it, and they're booked. They're like overbooked, so they're trying to figure out where they're going to put everybody. But anyway, so don't just go out there at Cedar Bog. You're already too late if you haven't signed up already. Freshwater Farms, I don't know. That's on the north end of Urbana. That's probably going to be packed too. It's going to be like this is going to be like a busy Fourth of July day. It's going to be everybody's going to be. In fact, that's what the lady of ODNR said was they're preparing it for like a major fireworks event at all these parks. Um, so think about on July 4th when you go to someplace to see fireworks. You go in there and um, you go find your place to park. You go get your place to sit and everything. You watch the fireworks. Then you go to your car and everybody. Then there's a traffic jam trying to get out of there wherever you're at to go home for the after the fireworks. This is going to be the same kind of deal. That's the only thing I see about with the traffic. But oh, and then the National Guard was at the press conference, and they're going to be on standby, so just to assist with their traffic. I don't know. Hopefully, we don't need National Guard. It's like, unless they know something we don't know. So that's basically what the takeaways I had from the governor's press conference, and so that was the one component. Is they're worried about the traffic. The other component, obviously, is the weather and how the weather's going to do. So the weather forecast. I took off of the National Weather Service. They basically it's predicting to be cloudy in Ohio. A big surprise. Ohio's going to be cloudy, but it may not be the same level of cloudiness all over the state. So if you're on Facebook, there's a National Weather Service has a Facebook page. National Weather Service Wilmington, and you can also look at that, or you can just go right to their website, and they'll have clips information on there. They had stuff in there today. They talked about there's a chart about the cloud cover, and I'll just throw I mean this is on one. Oh, you can't even see it. Anyway, there's a little chart in there. See that? Oops, wait, I'm pointing right in there. But you have to go to their website to see that. It looks like towards the northwest part of Ohio, it's going to be more clear than maybe the western side and the north central. But anyway, we'll see. And then they had another post where they talked about the difference between high clouds and low clouds. Basically, we're going to have probably both clouds that day. But they think that the low clouds will clear off. The low clouds are those thick, like rain clouds when rain's coming in, and you can see that blocks the sun out completely. The high clouds are high up, like we're talking. Let me blow this up. Exist above 16,000 feet, and it's composed of ice crystals. So you can actually see. You can see the sun may still be visible even in denser high clouds, like the one on the left. They have a picture of what it looks like. Cirrostratus cloud is what they call them. They have a high confidence that we're going to have high clouds that day. So that's what I'm talking about. It's going to be cloudy, but maybe you can see the sun through some of the clouds. I don't know how that's going to affect the viewing. But that was what they were talking about. And then at the press conference, they were even saying, the governor was even saying, if there's one area maybe that's not cloudy, people might get in their cars and drive to the area that's not cloudy. I mean, I don't know. The best thing to do would probably be to just park your butt where you're going to watch the eclipse, and then just hope for the best. Hopefully, you're going to get some clear skies or partly cloudy, whatever. As far as the timing on this, they were talking about how it's going to be. It's about 3 to 4 minutes in totality, depending on where you're at. If you're towards the edges of totality, it's only maybe 30 seconds. But and I was like, but this is supposed to start like the like the sun and the moon, they start overlapping earlier. So it's going to be like about an hour before the total eclipse, and then maybe like an hour after. So it's going to start getting dark, and then it'll be completely dark, and then it's going to start getting lighter until it's back to whatever normal cloudy Ohio weather that we're going to get that day. So anyway, and this is in the middle of the afternoon. So who knows? It's going to be, so since it's like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is not going to be directly overhead. It's going to be kind of halfway down in the sky. I noticed that when I was out riding my bike a little bit today, and and you look west, but you have to look a little bit south of west, if that makes sense. Anyway, if you're not sure north, south, east, west, you have to find somebody old like me who knows, who remembers how to do directions and how to find directions. Basically, you find the sun, and it's going to be kind of high in the sky, maybe halfway. I don't know. I'm going to be sitting somewhere where I can get a good view of it, hopefully, without any trees or anything in the way. So it's going to start getting cloudy or getting dark. It's going to be, if it's cloudy, whatever. And for about, what did I say, about an hour before, and then like an hour after. And I think that's about all I got. I don't know. Oh boy, I'm trying to think real fast. I didn't take that many notes. Oh, yep, I have a cat behind me. So, I don't know. I think that's about it. The weather, the traffic, I don't know, it's all good. So we'll see. We'll see if I get to see anything. I've got my little eclipse glasses ready. And it's going to be kind of tricky because I got my glasses on. I think I'm going to have to put them over. So I have to be careful, looking around on the edges. But we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be interesting to get dark in the middle of the day. Oh, and this is the other thing I was thinking about. 3 o'clock. So by the time this is done, it's going to be like 4 o'clock. And if you live in big cities, you know what happens around 4 o'clock, rush hour. So you're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to watch out for that. I could see traffic in, like, I know Cincinnati and Dayton are in the path of totality. I'm glad I don't live around there. I'm going to be in small town Ohio, and hopefully, like I said, I'm going to hang out for a while, and before I drive back, before I'm going to be driving anywhere. But yeah, I was just like that's going to be maybe a little bit of the traffic problems too. Is if people are getting on the road, and then it's going to add to rush hour. Who knows what that'll do? But it'll be fun watching it. So. Anyway, I just got done watching Purdue win, and they're going to the final game, and then the other Final Four game is about to come on. So that's my little break in between, so I make my little video. So anyway, that's my solar eclipse kind of preview, and hope you like that. And if you like this video and want to see more, subscribe to my channel. And then I'll make more videos, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a good one.